Hi, I'm Marcia Torgut, and this is the Symbaloo Lesson Plan webinar. I am going to share with you several items in the next hour. Several of those are, first of all, what is a Symbaloo Lesson Plan? And I'm going to share all the pieces and parts of that. I'm going to share the site with you, all the different features. I'm going to share with you and let you see all the marketplace, what that is and how that can help you as a teacher. I'll be sharing some unique lessons to talk to you about the different features within lessons. I'll be walking you through a lesson plan that I created and show you how to join as a student. Then from there, I will show you how to create a lesson plan. So that's the hour. And so to start this session, I'd like to share with you a little video on what Symbaloo lesson plans are. So that's just a quick little video of what Symbaloo lesson plans are. So I'm going to take you to the website now. To get there, there are several ways. If you're already a Symbaloo user, which is all these little tiles, you are looking at a Symbaloo right now, which is a site where you can store all of the URLs of everything that you could possibly want to save. If an item has a web address, if it has a link you can use, you can add it to a Symbaloo. So I've used a Symbaloo to teach you how to do Symbaloo lesson plans. And if you want more on that, come to our Thai conference, and Bailey Kowalski will be doing a Symbaloo breakout. I'll be doing another session on Symbaloo lesson plans at the Thai conference as well, April 25th through the 27th. So please join us then. Here's the Symbaloo site, which is lessonplans.symbaloo.com. When you come to the site, the first thing I would ask you to do is to register. It's totally free. You can start a lesson plan anytime you want, or you can check out the marketplace. The marketplace allows you to see lesson plans that others have created, and then you can make them your own and edit them at any time. Once they're public, they're there for you to use in any way you choose for this. On the left-hand side, when you're ready and you want your students to take one of your lesson plans and use it for their learning experience, you would use the left-hand side. You would publish, and I will be showing you this in a little bit, but you would publish your lesson plan, and in the process of publishing it, you would enter the code, give the code to the students. They would enter the code here, and then they would click join, and they would be off and running with your lesson plan in the Symbaloo lesson plans. As you look down the information here, I just want to show you the site. Talks to you again. That video I showed you at the beginning is right here on the site. Here's how you register for free. Again, it's totally free. Then it tells you what some of the popular lesson plans look like. Talks to you about the ability to create your own lesson plans, personalizing lesson plans after you've taken them from the marketplace, and how you could actually keep statistics on your students as they do go through your lesson plan. And then the marketplace is all that storage of all the lesson plans other teachers have made and made public for all of us to share. So I want to now, this is the site itself. I want to go back. And as we talk about the lesson plans, I thought I would show you just a few that I've got here so you can see what I'm talking about with lesson plans. So if I go over here to the right, and by the way, this is what I sent out to folks that were part of this. If you would like to use this Symbaloo as a help for you in the process, when I get ready to share that, I would go to share, click on share, and then this is what you would enter in to use it. So it's edu.symbaloo or lesson edu.symbaloo.com/mix/Symbaloo lesson planning. If you put that into your URL, you would get to this web mix that I'm showing right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first, called our solar system. This is one that a teacher has created, and I'm just going to hit try the lesson so you can take a peek at it. But before I go there, you notice when you go to see a lesson, it talks about the description. It gives all the objectives to the lesson, and it even allows you to share to a Google Classroom. If you have a Google Classroom, you can put it on Facebook, Twitter, and you can get the embed code to put it on there. So let's go to try the lesson. And this is what it looks like. As you look at this, you can see what the lesson plan looks like, and you can walk through it. This is a question. This is a lecture. So the teacher has created a lecture, more questions, and then another lecture, a video, another website, another video, lessons. And you notice it's a pathway that you can walk. Now, I could start this lesson, but we need to sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and do my teacher sign in. And now I am live here, so I can click start the lesson. And the first thing it does is it gives us the descriptor again and the objectives of the lesson. Once you've read that, I've got it, and you're ready to begin the lesson. What I like about this lesson is how well the teachers laid this out for the students. Hello class, before we begin our lecture, I would like you to answer 2 questions. Gives the questions to answer, a few things to remember, and then are you ready to get started? So a very, very nice explanation of what the student needs to do to get started. This is the path that the kids are going so they know their progress, and this is the finish line. And as they move forward, they just click next. The first thing the teacher does is ask a question. What are the first 4 closest planets to the sun? Now the students would look at these and make a choice. And click on that. And then you check your answer. Tells you good job. If you got it wrong, you get to try again and try to get the answer correct. So as I continue, the next question, what 5 bodies are furthest from the sun? Well, this is a sample of a question that I might suggest changing because there's only one answer here with 5 planets in there. So I would suggest to this teacher to change up this question to make sure there are 5 answers in all of them. This was kind of a giveaway. So as you continue on with the next piece, it brings you to the lecture. So that's the flow of the lesson. Kind of nice the way it goes. And in this lesson has the complete PowerPoint slides that the teacher has embedded within the Symbaloo lesson plan. So the student reads this. Once they've completed all the reading and studying and note-taking, they go to next, and now they get more questions. What you have the opportunity to do is have more than one correct answer here. What model does our solar system follow today? Question number 1. And what does the model describe about the sun and the planets? So we have to answer 2 things in one. So maybe it's the heliocentric model or the geocentric model. And then maybe it's the planet and sun revolve around the Earth, or the planets all revolve around the sun. So now you can actually have multiple answers. And then you continue on. Again, all the questions that go into this. So that's one example of a lesson. I'm going to go back. And we're back at the beginning again. And I'm going to go back again. And I'm going to close that one out. Now we're back to the lesson. If you decided you like that, all you have to do is go to add to my account, and it's now in your lessons. I need to probably log in if I wanted to do that. Okay, so that was one example of the lesson plans. I need to get back here. So that's the solar system. If we have the virtual field trip to the sun, another sample for you to look at, you just try the lesson again. And notice the path looks a little different. But this one is, all of them are the same, just one generic path. So what we want to find is a lesson plan that's not just a generic path one way, because what you know that you can do is you can have multiple pathways for students to use to go in several different directions. So as you look at this one, you'll notice that this is haiku poetry, and students now have an option to go left or right. So when we click start on this one, what you will learn today, students will be able to define haiku poems, students will be able to create a poem. So I have got it. Now it tells us a haiku poem consists of 3 lines with the first and last, blah, 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 talks about it a little bit. And we click next. Now we're told we have an option. We can go one or of 2 directions, and we can pick which way we want to go. So now I can go either here or I can go here. Notice they're both blue. So I've chosen to go to the video and continue. So that's the options for choices of going in different directions, and the student can watch a video. So I wanted to make sure you got to see that. Again, this one's already in my account, so I don't have to add it again. And so I just wanted to show you those options there. So I'm going to show you the marketplace now. I'm going to go back into our site, the Symbaloo lesson plan site. And when you get in here and register, you have either my lesson plans or the marketplace. In my lesson plans are all the lesson plans you've either created or saved from other places. So this is my nice long list. If it says copy of, it's one that I made a copy of from another site. If it doesn't have a copy of, it's one that I've created. So it kind of helps you know the ones you've created and the ones that somebody else has made. So now we go to Marketplace. In the Marketplace, we have the opportunity to start our search all the way up here. We can search for some particular things such as fractions. And it asks me if I want that, or I'm just going to choose fractions. So I can search this way, where now I get a whole level of fractions over here on the right-hand side of different lessons to look at. Or I can go even deeper, and I can choose by a particular grade, one grade at a time. I can also choose by subject if I want, but since I chose fractions, we know that that's probably math. But I can also choose this one, use Common Core State Standards. And when we come down here, we want to use the South Dakota and Common Core Math. And then I can choose my grade level, such as grade 4, since that's where fractions are. And then I can start to search for more information here. And I can start picking directly from South Dakota's standards versus anything else. Now, since I've already got these over here, let's take a look at what we've picked. Now, what we want to look at, first of all, this one has only 6 steps to it, fairly short. I'm guessing that somebody has just started working on a lesson plan, Symbaloo, and so it might not be real elaborate. But now I'm looking at this one where there are 17 steps. I would say this teacher has done a lot of work. It's a fractions on a number line. It's differentiated. All students watch one video to review fractions, and then if they understand, they can play a series of games. So we can click on the image, and it'll take us to the same place I was with those other lesson plans, where I can try the lesson. And now you notice we have a video for them to watch. We have a game for the students to play. So let's go ahead and start this just to see what it looks like. As we go along, based on the learning levels or mountain climbers, how comfortable do you feel with identifying it? Kind of a pre-assessment of where do you feel, I feel like I'm at a maybe a 2 as a student. I would put that in there. You didn't give the right answer, try again. This one probably should have not been a right or wrong answer. So I'm going to go here. So that's something you want to watch for too. And you can always eliminate a question anytime you want. So all of the answers are wrong. So we're going to have difficulty getting past this. So we're going to go here and I'm going to jump past the question and we're going to jump into it and go. So that's something you need to learn. So this person actually used LearnZillion. They took information from the LearnZillion lesson plan. And so the teacher is using that. And now after you've gone through the lesson plan, the student has a choice of going 2 different directions. So let's go back. Notice they can go down for an additional video, or they can go here and play a game. So I'm going to go here and play a game. Let's see what the games look like. What is the picture of your second puzzle? What was the picture of your second puzzle? I don't know. So again, questionable as to what we want to do here. So let's make sure when you go somewhere that the information is correct and nice. So at least you've gotten to see in the marketplace how they work, and you can pick out ones that you like. And just keep in mind, whatever you pick out, you can change them any way you want. So I'm going to go to another one, and I'm going to go to middle school, 7th grade. And maybe this time I'm going to look for science or English. Let's go to English. Okay, 7th grade English, and now I'm going to browse the marketplace. Again, you have the opportunity to use the Common Core standards. Again, you have the opportunity to go to South Dakota and use South Dakota's standards, Common Core ELA, and 7th grade. And maybe we're looking at reading literature, integration of knowledge and ideas, and maybe key ideas and details, and craft and structure. So we want all of those. Notice we made the filter here, and now we're going to do our search. And this is on the right-hand side. We ended up with 10 results. Again, look for the steps. Not too many there with a lot of steps, but we'll go to this one, simile and metaphor. We click on the image. Again, you can try the lesson. And now we have just a short little step-by-step. It looks like a lot of questions. True or false questions, multiple choice questions, simile. So a lot of questions along the way. So I think I've shown you enough of the marketplace. When you decide you want one, you just hit add to my account. When I go back to my lessons plans, I now have a copy of that one at the bottom, copy of simile and metaphors. If you decide you don't want that in your list, you just go to the trash and you have gotten rid of it. So you can get rid of anything you don't want on your list as well. Okay? So I'm going to come back here, take us back to my beginning here, and I'm going to take you to one of my lessons that I've created. It's called those Symbaloo lesson plans. And as a teacher then, how do we set this up and make it ready for our students? So this is mine that I've created, and I I gotta move this out of the way. I want to make this ready for my students. I've already got it there. I need to go to my lesson plans. I'll go to it down here, creating Symbaloo lesson plans. Now that I've got it here, I brought it out of my lesson plan box, and now I want to assign that. Once you bring it out of your lesson plan kit, you get ready and you want to assign that and start tracking your students as they take the lessons. So you click on that, and now you will assign this lesson to your students. You can give them this number, And you can give an assignment, the title and everything, and then the students go in to your lesson and start following it along the way. And as they follow it along the way, you will track what they've done, how they've answered the questions, etc. So I'm going to show you a couple of my tracked lessons so you can see, since nobody's here with me today, so I'm going to stop tracking that one. Save the results. That's how you get your results of your students. Just hit stop tracking. I am going to go back to my lesson plans. And I'm going to go down to one that I actually did some work with other people. And let's see. I think, oops, I didn't do that one right. I am going to, oh shoot, I was going to show you the tracking. I was going to show you the tracking on the one I had. So I can't show you that right now. I'm sorry. Where you do that, where you can, once you set a lesson up, you can assign and start it, and then you can look at the information on the tracking right over here on the right-hand side. Manage assignments and results. And so when you look at it, you'll want to go over here. So now I'm going to go back to my lesson plans and see if I can show you one again. I thought it was this one. Let's see if I'm correct or not. And nope, it wasn't that one. Maybe it was the one I was on. So let's go back. Sorry about that. Yep. I'm sorry. It was right where I was at. So I can go and look at any of these and see what was. There were 30 people in this one. So I'm going to view the results of my students who took this, and it will tell me a lot of information. There's nobody currently using it, but my students' performance shows me that 22 out of the 30 people did a very good job. High performance on it. High to average 4 people, and 1 person was struggling. So we can go down and I can check what's going on. And this person had 33%, so I know I can visit with this individual and see if I can help them. The high average students were probably partially through. I stopped everybody before they got a chance to finish. So that's why you're going to find some. And they have all these students that had 100%. So, and this was the lesson plan, and it shows me where everybody was at the time that I ended this. So really, some of them weren't very far at all to be able to continue on and do the work. And I can go in and check any of these out and see what's going on. And that's where they were at. And it tells me who was working on this, what they were doing, and their average time spent on it was 3 minutes. So that's how you can check progress of students. It's really a nice feature, great for working with your lesson plan. So now I can go back to my lesson plan. So that's the marketplace. And oh, now that we're back here, back to our lesson plans, I almost forgot. When I go to my lesson plans now, I can go in once I've added one that was a copy. So like copy of haiku poetry. And I've looked at it and I think, I'd like to edit this one. I can just click on my edit. And I can change the name. I can take off copy of, and so now it's no longer a copy. And I can put some more information in. I can add more of a descriptor here. There's not enough. I have more objectives that I want to add, so I can just add another objective. Assess students will compare and contrast haiku poems. So I'm going to add that objective. And because I've added another objective, I need to change the timing. So I can change the timing. You can pick anywhere from 5 minutes to up to an hour. So I'm going to change this, and I'm going to make it about a 40-minute and change the settings. Now, once I'm in here, I can add to this. I can make changes in any of these features that I've got here. So I can, you notice several tabs over here. This is the lesson plan category. I can change that. I can change the, put in the grade level, etc. They already did all that, so I don't have to do that. Over here, you can add a theme or a background to it. So maybe I want to change the background and save the theme. The next part here is changing the grid size. Maybe I want to do more than this, so I can add to this. I can enlarge it. I just can't go any smaller than the width of what we've got already on the screen. Okay, so now I've made it larger. Now, if I want to, I can start adding more to this. So suppose I want to edit this item. All I have to do is right-click on it, edit item. At this point now, I can add to it. Right now, it's only pointing down with the down arrow. I can add another arrow and point to the right. Notice the little stem that comes out? I can now add another feature here. I'm going to save the item. And now at this point, I can add another tile. So now I can add a tile. And now with the tiles, let me show you all the different features. I can insert some teacher instructions. I can insert a web page. I can actually search for a web page. I can search for a video. I can search for an article. I can search for a Symbaloo web mix and add a whole web mix right to my Symbaloo lesson plan. If I've already developed a web mix of games and I want my students to have access to all those games, I can just add that web mix. I can insert an embed code, like if you have a game or something, or Google Slides, and I want to embed the whole slides in there. I can use the embed code. I can attach a file, which could be my PowerPoint or a document or anything. I can search Open Ed for information. I can add a math formula, and I can create drawing, add an area where students can create drawings and graphs for me. So that's how you can add the information. So right now I'm on teacher, but I've decided I'm going to search the web for a web page, and I'm going to search for haiku poetry. And so here's examples of haiku poems. Here's the Kids Zone Poetry haiku. I think I want that one, so I click on it. It's now there, and I will type in Kids Zone Poetry. And then I'll type in my add the teacher instructions. Search. How about read the various haiku poems to build your understanding of haiku to create your own. Okay, I'll submit that. I've given my instructions. I've given the website. I can even give questions on there. So if I wanted to, I can add a question or two, or I can go ahead and save this. And now I'm going to add on to this one, and then I'm going to see what haiku poetry did you find. And I'm going to add teacher instructions. Add your title of a favorite haiku poem. And then I can select a question, which could be short answer. Students could put in this information, and any answer from Kids Zone is acceptable. Okay, and I'm going to have it go on. And I can save that item. Oops. Add your title to your haiku poem. And then save. And so when the students come here, they click on it, add your title of your favorite haiku poem, and so any answer is acceptable. And so you go to the edit, and they can go in and type it in. Okay, so that's how you do it. You can go into any of these and make changes. Maybe you don't like the website. Maybe we didn't like the questions from before, so you can go in and change anything you want to change. Check yourself. Winter is here, so is that a poem or not? And then you as a teacher check whether it's a yes or no answer. So I've saved this item. I'm all done. I can assign it and start tracking, and then, or I can even preview it. So that this is my new background that I put on. This is what it would look like. I need to check this piece out. I want to see what it looks like. And I'm going to hit continue, add your title to your haiku poem. And then I can just type in my title and check your answer. And that didn't work right, so I have to fix that. But we'll fix that later. Okay, so that's how you can take an already made lesson and turn it into your own. But it's time now to start creating your own lesson. So we go to create a lesson. And we start with your lesson title. I'm going to just call this practice so you can see how we do all of this. You put in the description of your lesson. This is a description of how to create a Symbaloo lesson plan. And then you add your objectives. So my first objective, how to use all the features. I can add that. How to add directions. Etc., etc. Okay, and then time of duration. Let's give it 30 minutes and save our settings. We're now ready to start creating along the way. So we can decide where we want our first home button. So I'm going to just start right smack dab in the middle. And this is the home button and how to create a lesson plan. And under here, you can give your students all kinds of wonderful directions, just like that teacher did at the beginning. She did a wonderful job of adding her directions, giving them questions to think about along the way. She just did a nice job of entering her information in there, so keep that in mind. Notice also, when you're in there, you can change font, size, all those kinds of things. You can add links to this information here. You can add bulleted items, numbered items, so you can make it as nice as you like. And the teacher, the first one I showed you, did a very nice job with that. Okay, then the next thing you want to decide is, what do I want to do here? Is that it? I don't want to add questions, maybe a pre-assessment or something like that in there, but I think I'm ready to go. But I think I'm going to give people options to go more than one direction. So I'm going to give two-way arrows so they can go either way from the home button, and I'm going to save. Notice when I say that, I now have two places that I can add information. So I'm going to click on the one on the left. And what if I want to add a video? So I can search for videos. Okay, so I'm going to search for videos, and I need to know how to do a Symbaloo lesson plan. There's Symbaloo lesson plans tutorial. So quick overview of new Symbaloo feature lesson plans on YouTube. Lesson plan demo was made in, these are all very new, January 17th, well, about a year old. So you've got all kinds that you can pick from. And so let's go ahead and let's just choose this one. And I'm going to do this tutorial. And then I'll give my directions. Please view the tutorial to build understanding. And I can submit that. And now maybe I want to go just down for now, and I might, this time, I'm going to save it. And at this point now, this is a tutorial. Now it's time to ask some questions. So I'm going to add a button here. And it's time for me to check your understanding. And I want them to answer the following questions. In the process of doing that, I now need to add a question. I'm going to do multiple choice. And my first question will be, how many different features are available in Symbaloo lesson plans? And now I can put in the answers. If you look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different features. That's my correct answer. Then you can put in 10. You can keep going. Add another answer. 9. Maybe 5. And we'll call that good. But 11 is the correct answer. And I'm going to notice I have to have the check mark by the correct answer. That's important. And I'm going to save that item. And I don't like the arrow the way it is, so I need to edit that item. And I want to keep going down instead of going to the right. So I need to change my arrow. You notice how easy it was to just right-click and edit. So now I'm going to go that way and down. I don't want this one. I just want to go down. Save my item. And I want to add another question. So you can add as many questions as you want as you go along here. So that's adding your questions. So now let's save this item. Oops, I got to fill it in. Question 2. Teacher instructions. Question. Submit. And question type. We're going to go with multiple choice again. Question. Yes. And no. And this time the answer no is the correct answer, so I need to move my check mark down here. And now I'm going to let the arrow go to the right and save my item. Now I come back up here to the top. I've had that pathway. Now it's time to add something over here. The first was a video. Maybe this time I want to do a search on the web for an article of information about Symbaloo lesson plans. So I'm going to search for an article on Symbaloo lesson plans. And it didn't find any. So then instead of searching for an article, I'm going to search for a web mix. And my web mix, I don't want work sites, I want Symbaloo, and that's the ones I've been making. So I'm going to find mine on Symbaloo lesson plans. There's Symbaloo how-to videos, but I want my Symbaloo lesson plans. You notice I have a lot of stuff. Symbaloo lesson planning. So that's the one I want. And I'll add on this one, Symbaloo of lesson planning. And teacher instructions, go through the Symbaloo and submit. Now I could have it go on or I could have it come down. I'm going to have it come down. Just to get us done here. And pretty soon we can add more and we can bring this one back and over, and we can have a finish point where we have this be our end gate. So maybe I want this one to be our finish point, and I can hit right here and have it be the finish line. And so I could take this one across and add to the finish line. You put this in the middle, and that's your end. And so I've shown you a few of the features that you can have here. One of the features I haven't done is insert an embed code. So I might take you to a site. I need to move this out of the way. I might take you to a site that would have embed code to it, and that would be something like a game or something like that. So maybe I want to take you back here to one of my sites on Symbaloo training. And I want to share this, but this time I'm going to share the embed code with you instead. So I take all of this and I copy that. I go back to my training that the one I was building here. And this time I'm going to add a feature, right? Maybe I'm going to edit this one. And I'm just going to edit this item. And this time, instead of having Symbaloo, I'm going to have it be embed code instead. So I am going to go here and add embed code. And I'm going to paste that in there and save the item. And now when I hit that one, it takes me to the Symbaloo embedded right in the website. The difference between going to a Symbaloo directly or going to an embedded one. I just want to make sure I showed you that feature because that's one of the nicer features is the embed code that you've got. So we've got a lot of nice, neat features you can go on here. Remember, this is your edit. For editing your information that you had at the beginning, your descriptors. This one is for adding categories. So this is for all levels or tags. This would be for adults. The next tag is for your theme. Maybe I want to add a nice theme to the back of mine. So that's the back theme. This one is for changing the size. So you can increase or decrease the size of your lesson plans to add enough of your buttons on there. And then you can always undo. Okay, when you're done with your lesson plan, you're ready to publish it to the marketplace. I won't publish this one, but you can publish it to the marketplace and then people have access to it. If you're ready for your students to use it, you're going to assign and start tracking. You give your students this in a variety of ways. You can send it through to them via email. You can give it to them as a link. If I go here and I choose a link, they'll get the link that you can use to it. And you can even have them use a QR code if you want to do that. So there are all kinds of ways to add the code for your kids to start doing the lesson plan. And then remember, this little button on the right-hand side is your tracking code. So you can track the information of what the kids had done. You would view the results here. And since we had nobody doing it, there's no results to see. So that was a lot to talk about here in our Symbaloo lesson plans. But we have a lot of features that I think are very beneficial for you. You can really make yours differentiated classrooms, customized learning schools. I see this as a great feature. Students can take whatever routes they want. You can give them choice. You can give them paths to take. They can take it at their own pace because you allow them to make this one of their choices on the choice board if you want. A lot of different ways to use Symbaloo lesson plans. If you have any questions about Symbaloo lesson plans, be sure and contact me. I'm Marcia Torgrud, mtorgrud@tide.net. You can call the Thai office for help. I'm always willing to help you in any way. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the Symbaloo lesson plans.